So I wanted to log on,
All right.
start a stream, because we're looking at the Square Enix layoffs that just happened as of November 7th, right off the 9 to 5. I was like, whoa, why Square Enix is laying off people, right? Lo to find out, they're laying off not their Japanese team, from what it looks like. They're laying off people in the US and European offices. So let's dive into this. Hey, if you're new around here, my name is Dylan Digital. I do job hunting tips and tricks with a video game spin, and with the way how the industry is going and honestly jobs are going. I've been covering a lot of layoff stuff, and you guys like that to stay informed, so I'm going to do that more. Anyway, today we're talking about Square Enix today, right? So from the looks of it, and this is just from, the AI feed that it just pulls from these different websites. We got PC Gamer, we got IGN here, VGC as well. So the sources are there if you guys are wondering about that. But Square Enix is undergoing significant layoffs in the US and European offices as part of a restructuring plan aimed at optimizing costs and improving financial performance. A tale as old as time. We hear this specific verbiage at a lot of places, right? So, confirmation. It will occur only in the US and European divisions, which is honestly quite interesting, right? Because we know that some of the games that they have there, I don't know, I checked a few reviews and, it wasn't performing as much as other games from their catalog. Think about the Final Fantasies and stuff like that. They're probably pushing super hard towards big titles like that. And, probably they kind of they kind of messed up putting their games exclusively on, Sony's platform. But hey, you live and learn. But this is not the type of living and learning I like to see. Anyway, reasons behind the layoff. Financial performance. See, there you go. The decision comes in the wake of disappointing financial results, with profits reportedly down nearly 70%. Whoa, man. That's a lot. 70% from the previous year. The decline is attributed to high development costs and underwhelming sales of major titles like Final Fantasy XVI and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Restructuring strategy. Square Enix is implementing a new medium-term business plan that emphasizes shift towards multi-platform game development. You see, like most of this time, they was just strictly on Sony consoles. When I had the Xbox before they was playing games with Game Pass, I was saying to myself, why they don't release this on Xbox? I would have got it. But no, they just kind of stick to their guns, and they just stick with Sony and, putting on PC and just skipping Xbox. And now look at this. Look at this. And even Nintendo Switch at the time, but now the Switch 2 is here. But the company aims to rebuild overseas business divisions from the ground up and has begun optimizing cost as part of its strategy. So we're not only looking at this, we're going to be looking at what X is saying, and most importantly, what LinkedIn is saying, right? This is like immediate reaction type of stuff here, guys. So let's see what's going on the X side of things when it comes to this fallout. And let's see if we could just get the most recent recent follow-up from this. Let me know what you guys think about this layoff here, man. It's crazy. So much layoffs are happening in 2025, and unfortunately, I foresee it in the coming years. coming years with this whole AI implementation as well. So, all right. So layoffs over 100 people. So we got some numbers here. About 100 people in the West. In the West. Eyes AI for 70% QA by 2027. Wait, whoa. Whoa. Square announcing that. So the North American European marketing policy. What was that bit about the AI? Oh, here it is. Here it is. On the same day, November 6th, so that was yesterday, as of recording, this is the 7th, the company detailed a collaboration with the University of Tokyo to automate 70% of QA and debugging tasks using generative AI by 2027, aiming to improve efficiency and redirect human efforts to creative tasks. Whoa. This is concerning. Definitely for QA. Right? Definitely for QA. This is strictly bad here. And I'll tell you why. For any college student that's currently going to college for QA, should be a little concerned, right? You need to have a backup plan when it comes to it, because with the biggest publisher, one of the biggest publishers, Square Enix, just basically saying, oh, we're just going to use AI to do 70% of QA's tasks with debugging and just leave the most creative tasks, like artists and storyboardists and writers, hopefully writers still, and just use AI to do it. This is a major company saying, hey, we don't need QA anymore. We're just going to have AI take care of it to save on costs and efficiency. You gotta have your third eye open, guys. You gotta have your third eye open when it comes to some of these things, man. Definitely do. Definitely do. All right, so we hear the reunion here. Okay, this looks like it's is this from LinkedIn? Yeah, this is from LinkedIn, right? So the reunion. So the chief of publishing officer and head of Western branch of Square Enix has officially resigned ahead of the wave of layoffs. He responded pissed off to concern of woke ideology in video games, the direct voice of Western market to Japan. Wow, this is crazy. So yesterday I announced to my team at Square Enix, and this is coming from John, the ex-chief publishing officer over at Square Enix in the Western Division. Square Enix, yesterday I announced to my team at Square Enix that I decided to resign my role as chief publishing officer effective November 21st. So that's going to be later in the month as the recording of this video. This has been a difficult decision as it means that I must part with a very talented group of high-performing and passionate coworkers and friends across the US and Europe, specifically the two areas that got hit by this layoff, mind you. It has been my distinct honor to lead, to work alongside, and to learn from such an amazing team. I want to thank Square Enix leadership for entrusting me in this role and giving me such a fantastic professional opportunity. Wow. Yeah, there it is. Square Enix. Wow, he's been with the company for almost 7 years from what it looks like from here. Oh, yeah, 7 years. 7 and a couple months. Wow. What the comments say here? When a AAA publisher agendas gamers don't want to see, they pay for it by not buying the game, fire the long-term staff, failing CEO, and they spelled the wrong, but we know what they meant. Staff that embrace woke ideology. And then John replied, oh, pissed off. Oh my God. And this is on LinkedIn, mind you. This is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's getting a little spicy, man. It's starting to become like a little bit of X when it comes to some of these comments, but yeah, we're seeing some more people here. More people here. And these are okay, this is what I was looking at earlier, right? Square Enix, and this is the crazy thing about it, right? And we got to be mindful of this. People, very creative people, are creating the games that we love, and they slowly getting replaced with AI, right? And there's people out there, we have Nior right here, that is celebrating people losing their jobs. And that's the one thing I hate, right? I know hate is a strong word, but it's something I really, really despise, is when people celebrate layoffs when it comes to people's livelihood. These are people's livelihood, their families. This is not the best economic place that we're in right now when it comes to this in 2025, the ending of it in November. And we have people out here saying we're winning so hard. Square Enix is getting rid of its Western devs. I hope they stop doing, I'm not saying that, games like these and censoring their games. Like, okay, Forspoken didn't sell the best. I know that, right? Didn't sell the best, wasn't good hype. Outright, this is like a looter shooter. This is like a Borderlands-esque kind of game. I understand, but there's people that liked it, right? Life is Strange, mostly a story-based kind of game. Something not up my alley when it comes to something like this. I'm more interested in games like Telltale games, like The Walking Dead. Dispatch is blowing up the scene right now. Check that game out later, but and more Life is Strange. The point is, people. This is the audience for this, right? And Square Enix has so many titles, right? These big companies need to learn how to budget their money, man. They don't know how to budget the money and listen to what people are asking for on a big scale, and how to put out smaller titles that doesn't cost so much. But hey, there's probably more behind the scenes when it comes to this and game design and things like that I'm slowly learning. But let's see what people are saying underneath this right here. Life is Strange is so good. My Little Ponies is so good. It was right around there when I was waking up to what woke was. Some strange game about some gays. What? Oh my goodness, man. And X, and this is where X is like, it gets a little chaotic in some sense. Outriders was a good co-op game. You see, look, like a lot of people did like Outriders, right? And look, and this is where, replacing them with AI. And that's the thing. That's the story that people are not necessarily seeing. They're replacing a lot of people for AI. I know it's mostly in Europe and US that got affected, but they're slowly but surely going to be expanding their AI reach when it comes to these games that we love to play. I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you need to be ready for when it happens. And look at this. Square Enix firing a bunch of people and saying they want to use generative AI for QA. Worst timeline ever. Man, they gone. Just fire a massive... Yep. Okay. Oh. And look at this. They have the memes out already. Wow. Let's see what LinkedIn is saying when it comes to this, and then we'll just wrap it up here, and let's just do the most recent one. Comment below, guys. Let me know how you feel about this. What's your thoughts on this? Any games that you like on the western side of Square Enix that you're gonna miss? Comment below, or we're live if anyone want to pass by. Okay, so we have a couple people here. Maylene, I hope I'm saying your name right. You may have seen the articles and LinkedIn posts. Today, Square Enix America and Europe were affected by layoffs. Many of amazing coworkers, colleagues, and friends have been impacted. So if you're looking for some genuinely talented and great to work with people, please let me know, and I'm happy to connect you with them. Let's send some love her way, and let's repost it as well. Hold on. Okay. Post that. You got an HR friend who would love any info too. Wow, she was probably affected too. Yep, open to work. Square Enix America. Man. Man, oh man. Strange times ahead, guys. Strange times ahead. Okay, we have Angel, creative strategy at Square Enix, turned into an all-hands meeting on my off day, and just like that, more than half my team and an insurmountable amount of talent at Square Enix is gone. To think this comes after a series of wins we earned together as a team, wins accomplished and led and owned by people who are now deemed redundant. Wow. This is like giving me flashbacks of when I got laid off on Halloween. I was doing the most, hiring the most, saving the most money, doing the most projects across the United States, making the most money for the company. Cut off, laid off. And still, the company still made record-breaking numbers. You hear that so much. So if you're hiring, please reach out. Please, guys, if you have a need for any designers, video editors, game capturers, producers, marketing, publishing, HR, and QA, and more, please reach out to these people. I urge you. You will never... I honestly feel, and this is not being biased, the people who got laid off would want to like really prove themselves and showcase their work even more so. Right? They have that fire in them. Trust me, I should know. I talked to some of them. Right? So please reach out to these people if you have a need for any of these talents. Let's read a couple more here. And this is Maria, senior counselor at Square Enix. Options are my own. Interesting why she would put that there. So the network has likely heard about the I'm still employed, but that doesn't mean I'm okay. I'm absolutely shattered by the loss of so many brilliant, passionate, and kind colleagues. In my view, it was always the people that made Square Enix extraordinary, so I'm mourning the demise of something beautiful and irreplaceable. Inconceivable. Mushmouth today. So this is kind of getting in the territory of surviving a layoff. I've actually been through one before I was, have the boot, and it could be devastating, right? It could really rock your world, saying, wow, you get survivor's guilt. That's what you call it. It's survivor's guilt, and it really messes you up for a while. Getting that survivor's guilt, saying, wow, I got laid off. Not got laid off, but my colleagues got laid off and I'm still here, right? Albeit I got laid off still at the end of the day, but it still hits you hard, right? So I feel for you, Maria, for sure. And they're also giving, on a whole different side too, opposed to what her colleague put, like the designers and creative sides. And that's crazy because they're going to replace 70% of QA with AI, and they laid off, and they said in that last post that they're going to focus in on the creative side, but they also laid off a lot of creative jobs. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, Square Enix. And we're seeing more of the fallout here. Okay, guys. I'm going to end it there. For sure. Once again, if you come across anyone in Square Enix, reach out to them, be kind to them. If you have any resources, send it to them. If anyone's watching this from Square Enix, I have a lot of videos here with job hunting tips and tricks with a video game twist to it, and also in my newsletter as well. Okay? You guys be safe. Keep your third eye open. Things are getting crazy. I'll see you in the next level. Later.